Hello everyone. Today we will see what is Kafka and how to install and run Kafka on Windows machine. As part of this video, we will first download the Kafka for Windows. Then, meanwhile, it is getting downloaded, we will see what exactly the Kafka is, and after that, we will just proceed with the next steps, which involves how to install Kafka, how to set up Kafka, and then how to run Kafka on Windows machine. So let's get started. So first we will just go and download Kafka from internet. So just type Kafka kafka.apache.org download. So it will just go to the uh, home page of kafka.apache.org, and it has some downloads page. On downloads page, you can just go to the binary downloads, and you can just take any of these two versions, download from any of the mirrors available. And meanwhile, it gets downloaded, we will just briefly see what exactly the Kafka is. Kafka is the platform or framework which is open source. As you can see, it's called as Apache Kafka. It's distributed, it runs in a distributed fashion, similar to the other data processing platforms which are available open source. And it's basically a stream processing platform, but it can also process batches, and it can also process in Windows. These three are the very primary characteristics of Apache Kafka. So whenever you want to process a stream of data, whenever there is a continuous data and you want to manage that data, you want to process that data, you will need a software like Kafka. So what are the different use cases? So different use cases are like, if there are multiple servers and they need a constant communication in terms of messages, so then it can be used as a messaging platform, messaging queue. Then there are some applications which continuously generates logs. So if you want to continuously read those logs and store it somewhere, you will need a log collector. Kafka can be a log collector. And the very basic use case nowadays is data processing. There is always a real-time data available, like a tweet or a Facebook post or a LinkedIn profile update. Anything is a real-time process, and for every real-time data processing, you will need a streaming data platform, and it's nothing but Kafka. Activity tracking, like just for sake, take the example of Amazon. All the users go to Amazon, some users go to some product page and add that product to the cart and then delete. Some users may add multiple products and purchase. Some users just every day visits a same product or same category page. So all these are the events or activities that may lead to some analytics, and company can gather some analytics out of it. So this data is important, but it's real time. So this activity tracking can also be done using Kafka. And there are some metrics for any software product available. Suppose there is some cloud product, and it has some metrics, some throughputs, some clicks per unit, or some CPU usage. So these metrics are real time. So if you want to track these matrices, you can also use Kafka for that. Now, the architecture is very simple. It has one producer, one consumer, and there is always a broker between a producer and consumer. Just in even in the real life scenario, we always have some broking persons which gets a deal, like someone gives you a message and someone consumes that message, and Zookeeper just does a coordination and monitors this process, and it always runs in a background for Kafka for you. And there is always a push scenario of a message and pull scenario. There are multiple brokers, and there is a concept called as topic, and the consumers can subscribe to some topics, and those topics will always have a message that the consumer wants, and the producer will always produce a similar message to the whatever subscription of topic they have already agreed upon, and whatever topic is being subscribed. So it's a basic concept that we usually see in real life. There are three elements: producer, broker, consumer. There is a Zookeeper to manage this whole process, to manage this Kafka cluster, and your topics may contain messages which can either be on any of these nodes or brokers, we say. So this is all about the Kafka ecosystem. So we will now just go and do some hands-on and check how to install. First, and then we will run some Kafka software on Windows. Let's go to downloads page. If it's downloaded, yeah, it's being downloaded, and yeah, it's successful. Let me extract it. Let me see. It's getting extracted. Yeah. So let me put it somewhere in some proper C drive location, which is my host for all of the required softwares, but it's not necessary. Once you have downloaded this software, Kafka software, you can always run it from here. So we don't need to install it as like similar to other Windows applications. It's already all the binaries are available. So we don't need to extract and install. Uh, First and foremost thing is you just need to check uh, the Java version on your machine. It should be at least 1.8. Yeah, it's having 1.8, so we are good. So first thing is always there will be a data will be generated. So you will always have a data folder, and inside data folder there are two processes that are running as part of Kafka. One is Kafka itself, and another is Zookeeper. These two processes will always run, and these will generate some data. So we will always keep these two folders here. And once these folders are created, what we will do is inside your bin, you and inside Windows you might have some bat files. So these bat files are nothing but the instructions, set of instructions in Windows PowerShell in .bat application files, and these are the ones that we will be running. So we'll go here. Before that, we will just go to config. There are multiple configs available. For we have to update two configs for the new data folders that we have created. So first I will go to zookeeper.properties. So let me open it. So inside zookeeper.properties, we have to search data directory, data dir. Yeah. So this folder we need to update with the folder that we have created for zookeeper. This one. We'll copy it and paste it. Save. Next is I will go for the where is that server.properties. So in server.properties we need to search for log.dirs. So yeah, this folder. So this folder should have location for Kafka so that it can store logs of Kafka. So in the end of this tutorial, you will get all the idea how to run Kafka on Windows. So please guys do watch this video till end. We are covering almost all the steps which are required. So you will get everything that you want to run Kafka on Windows. So yeah, so this is the data directory location for Kafka. Now we are good. So now we already have set up Kafka on our system. So next step is just to run Zookeeper first. Once we run Zookeeper, then only we can run Kafka on top of the framework that we have installed on Windows machine. So I will just go to command prompt. So if you are comfortable to going to the paths similar to Linux, then you can just cd all the paths from here, or there is one shortcut. If you always want to access some folders from your terminal, or we say command prompt, so you just go to that folder, Windows folder from bin, click here, write cmd, enter. So you don't need to cd the folder. Change directory is not required. You're already in the directory. So now I want to access some bat files to start the Zookeeper. So how to start Zookeeper? You just type zookeeper server start.bat, and then we need to pass config file that we have created recently or updated recently with our data directory. So that config location is just two folders backwards and then config and then zookeeper.property. So once you enter, Zookeeper is starting now, and if you guys see, uh, it has assigned a port number 2181. So why it has assigned? It's being passed here somewhere. Uh, yeah, this one. So this port number is assigned. So it has started on 2181 localhost server. Okay, everything is on localhost because we only have a single machine. So we are doing a single machine installation. So it's always a localhost. Now it's time to start. It's time to start Kafka. I will again go here, CMD. So for Kafka, for starting Kafka server, you just need to type Kafka server start dot bat. Then again, you need to pass config, but this time server dot properties, which is for Kafka properties. Yeah. Okay. So Kafka is now getting started. So we'll see once it starts, we'll get okay. So if you see guys, it has assigned some node ID for the node itself, and also the broker details are also available in the logs. So that means our installation is successful, and Zookeeper is running, and also your Kafka is also running. These are the properties that are being set up for running the Kafka on this machine, and so it's showing all those properties. So now next step is we will again open a new command prompt window, and we will see if there is any topic already created, but it's a fresh installation. Definitely there will not be any topics. So but we will still, we are very optimistic, and we will see whether there are any topics. So for that you will need this application Kafka topics.bat, and then you need to say like which Zookeeper, like on localhost, which is running on 2181, and the instruction is list, which means give me the list of topics which are inside Kafka, for which Zookeeper is running on localhost 2181 port. Yeah, so if you see it's blank, that means there are no topics, and we already discussed there should always be a topic on which a consumer will subscribe and producer will push its message. So we need to create a topic first. So for that, again Kafka topics, then which Zookeeper, which is running on localhost port number 2181. Then you need to provide topic name. I will guess say topic 1. Then you need to pass create. So because this is the instruction that you are giving, like you need to create a topic, so you have to provide an instruction. So once you are creating a new topic, you have to provide partitions, because always it will divide, it will split your data in partitions, store in different partitions which can be on different nodes of this Kafka cluster. So it's a distributed, so you have to provide. So in basically we always provide three in any multi-node architecture. So I will give default 3. Then a replication factor, because I don't want to replicate data much. It's a very demo example, but normally usually we provide replication factors if data is lost on some server in some region, you or in some rack, you always have some replicated data. So for now I will provide 1. Let's see if this gets created. Okay, cool. The topic is created. So let's list again. So yeah, it is listing one topic, which is topic 1. Okay, cool. So now it's time to just create a producer and a consumer, which will be a separate window. and we will see how they are passing and communicating messages in between. So first we will start with the producer one. So for starting a producer console on Kafka, you have to write producer.bat, then a broker list, because as I told earlier that there are brokers available, and we have to, whenever we are starting a producer, we have to provide a broker list, or we have to tell them that broker list on which server, broker list on which port number and server. So always you have to provide your server name, localhost, and port number. So guys, this port number is always associated with the your Kafka installation. So for instance, so you might saw that configuration for server.properties, right? So we'll just go through once. So if you see, there are some properties which are server level properties, and this contains lot of data, a lot of properties which are just which we need to take care, or which we need to consider, because these are default properties always. So these are the server related properties which are always being set up. Like for example, if you see Zookeeper, default port number is this, but we may change it, so we have to change it here also. So these are some details that you should know, but for now just focus on how to create or how to start a console for producer on Kafka. You have to provide hyphen broker hyphen list, and you have to provide 9092 default port number, which is for Kafka console localhost server 9092. And then you also need to provide which topic it needs to produce messages. So topic 1 is our topic. So let's see. Yeah, it started a console for producer. Now again, I will open a new window for consumer. So now we will start consumer, Kafka console consumer. Now if you like, if you are a producer, you will provide a broker list, because producer should know the brokers, because producers are producing producing some messages and giving it to brokers. So they should know the address of brokers, like where exactly I need to find the broker list. But in case of consumers, you always provide a bootstrap server. So bootstrap server. So the location is same actually, because we are a single host, single local host, having a single machine installation. So always both the addresses are same, but the difference is the property is different. For consumer, it's not necessary to understand what broker they are having message which our consumer is trying to consume, but they should know overall which server. So bootstrap server name is localhost colon 9092. So this is the slight difference between console consumer and console producer. Then of course topic should be provided, otherwise it should not know from which topic it needs to consume. It should be subscribed to some topic. So we are providing the topic name. Okay, so now we will do some magical fun here. uh, uh, I will open our producer. So guys, there are two windows now on our uh, screen. So in my left, it's a producer which will produce a message, and in my right, there is a consumer which will consume the message. Okay, so I will produce one message now. Hi. So it should be subscribed, or it should be sent to some broker which will have my topic 1, and it will be stored, right? And immediately the window on right side will fetch that message from topic 1. Yeah, so it's fetching, it's sending, and our consumer is consuming that message immediately. This is real time. This is Krishna. So if you see, the producer is producing message at the same time in the real time it's getting the messages. So so guys, if you see, unless and until the Zookeeper is stopped, or Kafka server is stopped, it will continuously starts producing and consuming the messages all over the cluster. So here, this is how we can communicate between different nodes and different processes like consumer and process producer in your Kafka architecture. Make some processes as consumers, make some processes as producers, and then communicate messages between those two processes, so that in real time they can communicate, and in real time they can process the data, and they can provide analytics over real time, not the batch one. So this is for today, guys. This was all about how to install, what is Kafka. Instead of just saying, I will just type on the screen so you can have a flavor of the real-time producer consumer scenario. So we have seen what is Kafka, how to install on Windows, how to run uh, Kafka producer and consumer. So this is it, guys. Signing off for today. If you like this video, just give me a thumbs up. Share this video to the one who wants to learn Kafka and how to install it. And it was a fun. So please try it. And if you face any issues, put that in comments. I will try to figure out what the issue is.